So after killing Tataka, they stayed there only on that night in Tataka 1. Next day, after the sun has risen, they performed the morning rituals, and Vishwamitra called out Ramji and Lakshmana and said, I am extremely happy because you killed Tataka and made this Tataka 1 free of the demons. Now, and I want to teach you all the mantras. Okay? All the mantras. If you learn these mantras, you will never be able, no enemy will be able to defeat you. You will never be defeated, and you will kill all the wicked and attain fame all over the world. See, is Ramji asking for those mantras? No, right? When Vishwamitra ji thought that this is the right time I should impart the knowledge of astras, shastras. So now we will know what is astra. We know mantras, right? Sacred mantras. We all chant from the Sanskrit mantras and all. But what is astra means? When there is a mantra, there is a deity, there is a god related to that mantra. And if Ramji invokes that, if Ramji aims that arrow to an enemy and chants that mantra, that particular god will come and he will enter into that arrow. And when he shoots, it will kill that enemy. Okay, then that is called astra. If a blade of grass is also taken and chant that mantra, that particular god will enter into that blade of grass and it will become a Brahmastra, Vayavyastra. There are many astras. So it will do its job. Okay, this is called astra. Shastra means a weapon. You know, sword, gadha. Tell me few weapons, you know. Sword, gadha. Bow, arrow. All these are shastras. So astras means they will abide with the mantra. Okay. So now you listen carefully. Vishwamitra taught him about Vayavyastra, Agneastra, Brahmastra, Indrastra. These are all astras. Again, shastras. Kala Chakra, Danda Chakra, Vishnu Chakra. And Kalapash, Nagpash. The Valmiki ji has spent almost 2 chapters about explaining these weapons. And he taught Ram and Lakshmana all the mantras, all the astras they have taken. Later Ramji asked, Guruji, you have taught me how to use these astras, but you did not teach me how to call them back, revoke. Like, for example, if a Varunastra is there, Varuna means the god of rain, right? If a Varunastra is aimed at somebody and it is released, it will pour torrential rains on the enemy. So when it is revoked with another mantra, it will come back and to the person who aimed it. That is called revoking. So then Vishwamitra taught them how to revoke all the astras, how to release them also. Then all the deities, all the gods who are there in those astras, they came and stood before Ramji. And they bowed to him and said that now we are all your servants. Please command us what to do. Then Ramji said, now we are not engaged in any conflict. So that's why you stay where you are staying only. Whenever whenever the need arises, I will just pray in my mind. You can come and do the needful. Then all the gods agreed and they departed. Okay, here one funny, it's not funny, but I thought in cartoons and all they show, no, there is one astra, it is called Vilapastra. if Ramji releases that astra to the enemy starts crying. You know? Can you imagine? If Ramji shoots that Vilapastra to the enemy forgets everything and keeps on crying. And one more astra is there. It is Mohanastra. When Ramji releases that Mohanastra, the enemy will forget the enmity and he will get attracted to Ramji and he wants to make friendship and he will come and talk to him very nicely. So there are so many astras like this. So Valmiki ji explained in 2 chapters. Now all the astra training is completed to Ramji. Now the teenage boy, from a teenage boy to Ramji is getting transformed to a warrior. Because till now, on the first day Vishwamitra gave Bala and Atibala. Right? Those two, with the help of those two, Ramji killed Tataka, a huge demon. Right? Now Vishwamitra thought that Ramji is capable of accepting all the astras. So that's why he imparted all the knowledge. Vishwamitra attained all these astras, shastras and all with his tapasya. See, he's selfless. He didn't want to keep them for himself. He transferred. He gave away.
It'll still be with Vishwamitra.
No. Now he has given back. After that, they started their journey further. After a while, the landscape was changed. Slowly from Tatakavan, they are finding it very beautiful. Tatakavan was not beautiful. Now Ramji asked, they saw a very big mountain and which was dense with a lot of thick trees and all, and there was an ashram also. Ramji guessed it. There are deers running around and the singing of birds was very sweet and the air was beautiful, atmosphere was very, very nice. So Ramji guessed it. Guruji, is it your ashrama where you are performing your sacrifice? Then Vishwamitra said that, yes, you guessed it right, Rama. This is the ashrama where I am performing the sacrifice and the Rakshasas are coming and disturbing here only. And he said that there is a history for this ashrama. Why I have chosen this ashrama only? This is called Siddhashrama. Let's enter into this Siddhashrama. Before entering, I will tell you the history of the ashrama. Here, Lord Vishnu himself performed his penance and attained Siddhi. Okay. He performed penance and attained Siddhi. That's why it is called Siddhashram. And this is the place where Lord Vamana, you know Vamana Avatar, God has taken, the Vishnu has taken Vamana Avatar. In Vamana Avatar also God stayed here for some time. So that's why I have love towards this ashram. Whenever I perform sacrifices, I live here. So from now, you also own this place. And once upon a time, when Vishnuji was performing deep penance, there was a king called Bali. Remember kids, Bali is the king of Daityas, means demons. And his father was Virochana. Can you guess who was his grandfather? Prahlada. Prahlada's grandson was Bali. And he was very, very powerful. And he conquered all the 3 worlds. So that's why Indra lost his job. Now who is the king of heavens? Now Bali has become the king of heavens. Now all the Devdas lost the battle. And he conquered the earth and the lower world, Patalok also. So, when Vishnuji was performing the penance, all the gods came to him and asked, "Oh Lord, can you please..." And Bali, now he has started a great sacrifice, great yajna. if you can't stop, now we have to stop that yajna, otherwise all the devatas will become slaves of Bali forever. So then Vishnuji thought like, yes, they're talking sense. They will be under his slavery forever. So I have to go and stop it. At the same time, Kashyapa and Aditi, they are the parents of gods. Indra's parents also. Kashyapa and Aditi, remember. So Kashyapa Muni was performing penance to have God as his child. So then Vishnuji thought, this is the right time. Now I will enter into the womb of Aditi and I will come as the son of Kashyapa and Aditi. At that time he has taken the avatar of Vamana. Vamana means young boy, young, short also people say. So when Bali started the sacrifice, it was taking, he was born as Vamana, and when Bali started the sacrifice, it was taking so many years to complete. So, and what he was doing, because he is the king of all the three worlds, when he was performing the sacrifice, if somebody goes and asks, I want 100 crores, he will give away. If somebody asks, I want gold jewelry, he will give away. So he was donating, he was giving away everything when somebody comes and asks. So Vamana went to the sacrifice. Then Bali was actually, he was impressed. He was very happy with the radiance of the glow of Vamana. And he respectfully offered him a seat and asked, "O young sage, please tell me, what do you want?" Then Vamana asked for, "You give me the land. Very small land. I'm a young boy, no? So that's why give me 3 times of my foot. The land 3 times of my foot." Then Bali thought, yes, I can give. Please take as much you want. He said, no, only 3 times of my foot. Then he said, Tathastu, okay, take. Then Vamana grew up into a big, tall person. He became huge, as if his head touched the sky and the foot on the earth. He measured earth with 1 foot and sky with 1 foot. And he asked, where should I put my 3rd foot? Then Bali showed his head. Then he kept the foot on Bali's head and pushed him to Patal Lok. Now Bali is the king of Patal Lok. And as Vamana conquered all the 3 worlds, he gave away the heavens to Indra back. And later he went and he did tapasya in the Siddhashram. This is the story of Siddhashram. Okay? Okay. Then they went, Ramji, Lakshmana and Vishwamitra, they entered into the Siddhashram. The rishis in the Siddhashram were extremely happy because they were seeing Ramji and Lakshmana for the first time, and they were because they became happy again that they came to know that Tataka was killed by these 2 boys. They started praising them. Then Ramji said that it is all my Guru, it is all Vishwamitraji's guidance only. Okay. So then they took a very short break, short rest. Then Ramji asked, Guruji, O sage, please take the Diksha and start the sacrifice. Now I and Lakshman, we will guard the sacrifice and we will kill the demons. Ramji said. Then Vishwamitra took the Diksha. The next morning, Vishwamitraji, he took the Diksha and he sat before the sacrifice. Ramji and Lakshmana, they went to the rishis and asked when the Rakshasas will come. Then the rishis told that Vishwamitraji is doing the yajna and he will be silent for all these 7 days. We don't know when the Rakshasas will come because they will come through air. So be vigilant, be alert day and night. All these 7 days you should be very careful. Then they said, okay, we will be very alert. Ramji and Lakshmana were guarding. 6 days and 6 nights. 6th day, 6 days they did not come. 6th day and night, there was an attack. Maricha and Subahu, they started attacking as if and with so many Rakshasas. All the Rakshasas are spread in the sky as if the clouds in monsoon time. If you see the sky with full of clouds, how it will be? Like that, the Rakshasas were also spread all over the sky. First came the Maricha. Ramji, because Maricha and Subahu. So Ramji knew that Maricha was very strong and powerful. He learned from Vishwamitra Ji, right? He recognized him correctly and said that Lakshmana, I am going to hit Maricha with Manavastra. Remember, there is a rhyming. Maricha, Manavastra. Manavastra, what it will do, you know, it will make the person unconscious and it will throw to many yojanas away. So whenever this Manavastra, Maricha was hit by the Manavastra, he was thrown away 100 yojanas, means 800 miles, and he found himself in the mid of the ocean. He became unconscious and he was thrown away, right? And he was gravely injured, but he could run away. So Ramji saw this. So even though he was hurt badly, but he did not die. So now I will aim Subahu with Agneastra. Agneya means Agni. So it will pour fire on the enemy. So immediately when the Agneastra hit Subahu on his chest, he fell down and died there only. And the rest of the Rakshasas, Ramji killed with Vayavyastra. Vayu means the enemies will be driven in a storm. Subahu was killed and the rest of the Rakshasas were killed. All the rishis were extremely happy and they started praising Ramji and Lakshmana. Then Vishwamitra also stood up and said that you have carried out your Guru's instructions properly, correctly. I am extremely happy with you, he said. Then Ramji and Lakshmana, they did not take it to head. They said that it's all because of you. So command us what we should do. Now we have completed the task you have given and we are at your service. Still we are at your service. Command us what we are supposed to do. Okay. Then the rishis suggested that they are going to Mithila to see Shivadanush. Raja Janak is performing a great sacrifice where they will display the Shivadanush, the bow given by the Shiva's bow. So we are all going there. You two boys also join us. So they have started to Mithila, which is on the northern side of Ganga. Okay. So now morals, kids. Morals. Can we mute? Kill all the demons. Can you alone kill the demons?
Do not take something with. Do not take.
Yeah. With Guru's grace only, you will get the knowledge. And whenever Guru is praising you, you should not, don't take it to head. You should always bow down to them. Right?